Okay.
I think we had a segment about old furniture where we talked about this a lot, and I
Okay.
touched on it. But this week we're actually going to talk about it specifically. The wood of the week is Meranti. Meranti, Meranti, also called Filipino Mahogany, which is not true. So,
Huh.
you're right, and we'll get into why that started
Oh.
getting called that. It is a marketing ploy. So,
Well, it looks like mahogany.
Meranti isn't a single species, but it's a trade name for several Shorea species that grow across Southeast Asia, particularly Malaysia, the Philippines, Indonesia. Its appearance can vary, classified as like a light red, dark red, or there's even white or yellow Meranti. Most commonly, it's like a warm reddish brown tone, sound like something like a
Yeah.
furniture with golden or pinkish highlights. The grain is generally straight and even. Sometimes it's interlocking, and it does have a shimmer if the light hits it.
So strangely enough, I have Meranti as one of the potential titles of.
Okay, good.
And I was like, I've never heard of Meranti before, so I'm glad you're going over this.
So if you picture like a classic mid-century piece of furniture with like a reddish glow, that could be Meranti. And what we're going to keep talking about why it could be.
Okay.
And the texture is medium to coarse actually, but it machines and sands like real smooth, making it great for like finishes if you want, like a mahogany look. So light Meranti is around 400 to 800 on the Janka pound feet, and dark red Meranti is about 860.
Okay.
So the dark red's it's soft, but it's not so soft you couldn't make a piece of furniture out of it. It's one of the most common export woods from Southeast Asia, mainly in Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines.
Is it better for outdoor type furniture or
no?
Okay.
No. It's used. So let's talk about where they use it, why it's so versatile. Furniture, mid-century modern pieces, plywood and veneer. It is one of the most widely used core materials for furniture panels worldwide. So the stuff in between plywood, the Meranti.
The garbage in between, the good
could
stuff.
Be. Yeah,
Really?
like if you get like China birch or Filipino birch from the Philippines, it'll be like, because of some of the cheap birch that I get,
Yeah.
it's got Meranti in it, and it smells like almost like cinnamon sometimes.
Yeah.
I
think Tiger Ply that I use has that in there.
Yes. Cabinetry, moldings, doors. It stains very well. It glues very well. And then in boat building, some species, especially Philippine mahogany, were once popular for marine use. So I guess it can be used outdoors, but like there's some conflicting things about what I've read. I think it's only certain species, probably the darker side of it, can be used outdoor. Usually the darker stuff has more oils in it. So Philippine mahogany misnomer. If you've ever heard the term Philippine mahogany, it's often referred to Meranti, sold in the U.S. during the mid-20th century, even though it's not a true mahogany at all. It was a marketing move to ride the coattails of mahogany's prestige because, like, you're rich, you got mahogany, right?
Smells of rich mahogany and leather-bound books.
Big in the 50s and 70s. Meranti plywood was a material of choice for a huge amount of mid-century furniture. So, like, if you have like something from that area, chances are it's not mahogany; it's Meranti.
Okay.
And then it is plentiful. I did read here though that there are some concerns about it being too heavily logged. So much of it now comes from FSC certification harvests.
Well, there you go.
Okay, last thing. So special things that make Chris Craft boats. You ever heard of those?
Yeah.
Chris Craft boats in the 50s and 60s. Speed boats were made out of Meranti for the decking and the planking.
How about that?
And post-war furniture boom. Countless cabinets, desks, and bedroom sets were made in U.S. and Europe after World War II. They used Meranti plywood because it was cheap, because it was coming from the Philippines.
There you go.
So there you go.
Man,
Meranti.
It looks a lot like mahogany. Like,
It does.
At least some cuts. Like, I would lose money on a bet with that. I would say it's mahogany.
Yeah.
But, and then the end grain, it almost looks bamboo-ish. Like, it is probably a fast-growing tree. But, yeah, it's an interesting wood.
Well, over those, they're a very rainy area too, so I think that it pretty much everything kind of grows pretty fast in those countries. So Anyway, Meranti, this week's
like
wood
it.
of the week.